Arnold Schwarzenegger reveals fitness routine that can fight off death and reduce mortality risk by 50%. For decades, people have debated whether cardio or weights are better for your health. But in the game of life, the answer is to do both, Schwarzenegger states. In this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes, which is why Arnold Schwarzenegger is so determined to fight off the natural aging process. In a recent Arnold's Pump Club newsletter, the 76-year-old bodybuilding veteran revealed a fitness routine that results in a 50% reduction in mortality risk. For decades, people have debated whether cardio or weights are better for your health. But in the game of life, the answer is to do both. Arnold Schwarzenegger remains one of the most powerful voices in the fitness sector, thanks to his sterling bodybuilding resume complemented by 7 Mr. Olympia titles. From acting and governing to philanthropy, Schwarzenegger is determined to give back in retirement, especially when it comes to imparting fitness wisdom. Anti-aging efforts sit atop his priority list, as does exercise and proper nutrition. Schwarzenegger remembers the days of being the world's best-built man and hasn't abandoned the practices that turned him into a megastar. Through a combination of aerobic exercise and strength training, Schwarzenegger explains how you can effectively reduce your mortality risk. Arnold Schwarzenegger discusses fitness routine that leads to 50% reduction in mortality risk. Schwarzenegger suggests that you can prolong your life by including resistance training and aerobic exercise in your fitness routine. How to fight off death. Research suggests that the best way to prolong your life is to include both resistance training and aerobic exercise. Despite the overarching benefits, Schwarzenegger specified that only 16% of people consistently lifted weights and 32% of people regularly performed cardiovascular training. Scientists analyzed data from nearly 100,000 people to determine behaviors that are associated with longer lifespans. Some of the most concerning data wasn't about the benefits of exercise, but how few people consistently move. Only 16% of people said they regularly lifted weights, and 32% performed weekly cardiovascular exercise. Those who combined resistance training and aerobic exercise reaped massive benefits, to the tune of a 50% reduction in mortality risk. But those who did take action were rewarded. On average, those who lifted weights had up to a 22% lower mortality rate, and doing cardio had up to 34% lower mortality. But the winner was doing weights and cardio. The combined effort led to nearly a 50% reduction in mortality risk. Although aerobic exercise offers substantial health benefits, Schwarzenegger underlined that weightlifting maximized longevity the most. And this isn't the first time an observational study found that weight training, above and beyond aerobic exercise, maximizes longevity. Another study on more than 115,000 people found that no matter how much cardio people perform, people who add strength training at least twice per week have a lower risk of dying regardless of cause compared to those who don't lift weights. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, it is recommended that adults aim to achieve 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise per week. Regardless of the duration or type of training, Schwarzenegger is confident your body will thank you down the road. The current recommendation is to get 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise per week. So any movement is better than no movement, but the more you're able to push the intensity a few times per week, the more your body will thank you in the long run. Quote. Other fitness and health experts have offered their 2 cents on anti-aging efforts. Recently, Dr. Peter Attia opened up on his training routine designed to optimize longevity. 4 hours of zone 2 a week with one sort of higher intensity workout that's geared towards VO2 max a week and then 4 strength training a week. So that's kind of the foundational pillar of everything I do. Meanwhile, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, a cell biologist and nutritional expert, has also discussed how she approaches her longevity-inspired workout routine, underlining the value of consistency. At the end of the day, the most important thing is habit. Like, what are you going to consistently do? Right, you're going to consistently do some sort of physical activity, and it needs to be that, whatever it is that you will do. Otherwise, you can talk about what's going to be the best, but if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. Establishing a fitness routine can be challenging, making Arnold Schwarzenegger's all the more useful. If staving off death and aging appeals to you, the Austrian oak believes a combination of resistance training and aerobic exercise is your best bet.